Or I could see a DeSantis Scott ticket, the senator from South Carolina.
Don't say Rick Scott. I was getting ready to fall over.
Not Rick.
Woo! Welcome to the Bubba Army YouTube channel. I'm going to tell Bill. I'm going to tell Bill right to his face. I'm not promoting him anymore unless I can go long form with Bill. Bill, you there?
Hey, Bubba, I don't want to tax you. You know, that's why we can't do the long form. I don't want to. I know you're elderly, and I don't want to exhaust.
You're elderly, but you know so damn much, and you're so smart. I got a lot of questions for you, and they only give me like 8 minutes with somebody, and I could go like 30 because you just got, you know everything, or you got an opinion.
Well, rebook me then. I mean, you can rebook me, Bubba. We're pals.
Well, tell them.
Yeah.
Tell your handlers. Listen, Bubba's going to do a rebook. We're going to go long form. He's my buddy.
Okay, so what's on your mind today?
Well, one, I want to know what's going to happen with the Aaron Rodgers deal. Because, I mean, I know you're a Jets fan, and I just want to know I want Bill O'Reilly's opinion on the Aaron Rodgers deal, how this thing plays.
Well, first of all, Mr. Rodgers is going to buy my book, Killing the Mob, the fight against organized crime in America, which is why I'm talking to you.
Yes, and it's your 10th book. It's your 10th book.
He ordered it on BillO'Reilly.com, and then he gets 50% off Killing Crazy Horse. So that's number one. Aaron Rodgers is going to get the book and Crazy Horse.
I heard he's a big fan of the Killing series. I heard that.
Yeah, he has people reading the stuff to him because he makes so much money.
Actually, he makes so much money, Bill. He just has lunch with you, and you tell him about the book.
That's right. He can book that anytime he wants. Right. I think he's going to stay in Green Bay. I think so. I don't think there's another team that's going to pay him what he's making there. You know, and he's, 58 years old now?
No, he's 37.
I see. A year older than Brady. But anyway, that's what my little prognostication says.
I got to tell you, he just did Jeopardy, and it just popped in my head. Bill, you'd be the best guy at hosting Jeopardy. Why didn't it come to ask you about that?
I'm too busy, Bubba. Come on, I got stuff to do. I thought he was pretty good on Aaron Rodgers, pretty good host, though, I have to say. He was articulate. He got the questions out. I checked him out. I don't know him. You know, I know a lot of these guys. I don't know him. But I think it'll all come down. He'll stay in Green Bay.
What do you think about the Jets, what they've done in the offseason? I know you're a big Jets fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because you get a new guy in there, a new quarterback. It takes a year or two. There are some who can just walk in, but very, very few. Even Namath, the best quarterback Jets have ever had. Took him a year and a half, to be able to speed up his game. I think the kid is talented. He's good. They don't have a running game, though. Jets don't have anybody to give the ball to. And so that's going to hurt him.
Bill, I didn't know that you were on 225 radio stations with the O'Reilly Update. I didn't know you had that many. That's pretty much kick-ass.
300.
Oh, 300. Well, then your people gave me the wrong info. 300.
I mean, that's outdated because we add every week. We're on fire here, Bubba. I mean, we are on fire. Yeah, O'Reilly Update, big success on the radio. It's fun to do. And I tip my hat to Paul Harvey because that's the format that I.
Oh, yeah. The great. You know what? Bill, I have a 1-minute Paul Harvey story. Mm-hmm. I worked at Z95 in Chicago back in 1990, and it was the FM station to WLS. I mean, yeah, to WLS, the AM station, which is where Phil Harvey was heard. And they would wheel. I would do my morning show and get ready to go down to catch my train or whatever the hell, and they would wheel Paul Harvey in right up the one elevator and go and do his thing, and like he had car service, and it was just I never got a chance to say hi to him. I never got a chance to talk to him, but I at least got to see him one time. And one of the all-time greats, Paul Harvey. Oh
yeah, I think that's what the Packers are going to do to Aaron Rodgers. They're going to wheel him in and
say play
get him down there, and then he push him out on the field. But
I got to say though, but do they get rid of the GM? I mean, there's.
I don't know. I mean, I don't pay attention that closely. I just know Rodgers is a good player, and I think he'll stay in Green Bay.
By the way, we're talking about Killing the Mob. It's the 10th in Bill's Killing series. And, Dan, you read it cover to cover, did you not?
Yeah, that was a great book. I really enjoyed reading it. It was very informative. I was surprised how the FBI turned such a blind eye to the mob for so many years and sort of let them thrive.
Yeah, they became organized crime's most powerful entity in the USA from 1946 to 62 because they had stuff on Hoover. You know, Hoover was a gambler. He liked the ponies, and he was gay.
Right.
And Lucky Luciano, the first Godfather, the first guy who ran the mobs in the USA, he said in his personal papers that they had something on him. We looked and looked and looked. We couldn't find exactly what it was they had on Hoover, but I believe it. I believe that they were blackmailing Hoover.
And then 62, didn't Bobby Kennedy come in?
Yeah, that's the linchpin of the book. Bobby Kennedy was the first one. He was appointed Attorney General by his brother, the President, and he went after the mob with a ferocity that was unmatched. And that changed history. Because before then, the mob was controlling Hollywood, the rock industry, the unions, the nightclubs, Cuba, Vegas, on and on and on and on.
And
they controlled everything.
And even Kennedy's family was associated with the mobs, which was so ironic that, his dad really worked with them and had such a crooked young adulthood, and yet his son wanted to sort of betray his father's connections and go after these guys to the whole family's detriment.
Joseph Kennedy was a guy who would do a lot of things. He wasn't associated with the mob. There's a myth that he sold booze like Al Capone and Prohibition. He did not do that.
Really?
But he was friends with Giancana, the Godfather of Chicago. They dined together. He went down to Fontainebleau to see him. And, of course, Giancana threw the state of Illinois to JFK in the 1960 election. But I talked with Bobby Kennedy Jr. Extensively about his father, why he went up against Joseph Kennedy, that was RFK's father, and Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s grandfather. And he said to me, my father he felt a little slighted by his father because he was smaller, and Joseph Kennedy favored first Joe Kennedy, who was killed in World War II, and second JFK. And that might have had something to do with it.
Do you think that Giancana ever said, "Hey, Joe, get your kid off my ass"?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
Oh,
right?
Big time. The mob was furious about it because Kennedy, he was relentless. He went after all of them, and they actually discussed killing Bobby Kennedy and John Kennedy, but they didn't do it. As I lay out in my book, Killing Kennedy, the mob did not do it because the mob knew if they had assassinated either of them, that would be the end of organized crime. That they would have gotten out, and the hellacious backlash would have destroyed. It's all about money for these people, even today. I mean, they don't want a lot of publicity. Gotti was an exception, but they don't want it. They just want to make their billions of dollars and do what they do.
Now, we're from Tampa, as you know, and a lot of people don't really know about how influential Santos Trafficante was.
Yeah,
and I think you got into that a little bit as well.
Yep. Trafficante is one of the big five. Marcello in New Orleans, Trafficante in Tampa, Giancana in Chicago, and Vito Genovese and Lucky Luciano in New York. They were the most powerful people, and they worked together. They divided the country. And then they pivoted after Castro took over Cuba because the mob ran Cuba. They bought Batista, and then Castro threw them all out. And then after that happened, they got into narcotics heavy because before that, they made so much money on gambling, and then they built Las Vegas for that purpose. But once they lost Cuba, then narcotics became a primary revenue driver. And today, the mob makes about 80% of its money selling narcotics.
Bill O'Reilly on the phone for a little bit longer. Killing the Mob is his 10th series in his Killing series. You can always go to BillO'Reilly.com. He's on about 1,000 radio stations. He's as hot as he's ever been. Bill, what do you think about what's happening down here in Florida? And are you as big a Ron DeSantis fan as we are? We love the guy.
I'm not a fan of any politicians. That's not what I do. I think DeSantis is a viable contender for the presidential nomination in 24. He's done a good job down there. The people of Florida like him, and it was not easy to keep things open. I was down in Florida about a month ago, and it was so different from New York. And you guys have a better COVID profile than we have up here. So I enjoyed my time in Florida, and I always, I used to live there. I used to live in Florida taught high school in Miami.
Yeah, you're a pitcher.
Yeah, and I had a great time. It was such a relief to go to Florida after being in New York, and having
it's almost like a whole different lifestyle, is it not? It's like you're in jail in New York and you're free in Florida, so to speak.
Hey, listen, that's exactly right. That's well put, Bubba. I was on a beach in Hutchinson Island. I'm sitting there. I don't have a mask on. I'm jumping in the ocean. I'm going out to dinner, and there's not guys terrorizing me. And I'm going, wait, is this the same country?
Yeah, it's like I think the GOP might use the Florida template to maybe fast track this guy. Everybody seems to like the guy. Again, I know I didn't mean to say you're a fan, but I just wanted to get your opinion of.
Yeah,
look,
we don't know enough about him yet, as far as how he worked his way up, how he deals with other people. But he's certainly a viable contender. I mean, I could see that ticket. I could see a DeSantis Noem ticket, the governor of South Dakota. Or I could see a DeSantis Scott ticket, the senator from South Carolina.
Don't say Rick Scott. I was getting ready to fall over.
Not Rick Scott.
I was going to say, Bill, I don't ever disagree with you, Bill. I love you, but I got to put my foot down on a Rick Scott chaser. I can't take that, please.
It's Tim. It's not Rick.
Okay, yeah. You know what? That's what Tim needs to start saying. My name's Tim, not Rick, because Rick Scott. Why doesn't nobody like Rick Scott? Nobody does.
Well, look, I don't know the senator again. I just don't know who he is. He's in the Senate. He doesn't hurt the country there, so that's all I can tell you.
What's next for Bill O'Reilly? What's the next book? I know you had Crazy Horse, and while you were doing Crazy Horse, you told us about the mob book. So
we have another one. We're writing it now. It's a difficult book to write. It's going to be very violent. That's all I can tell you, because if I announce it, then people steal it. I did that at Killing Jesus. I said, somebody asked me, so I think I'm going to write a book on Jesus. All of a sudden, there were 4 books named Killing Jesus out. It was unbelievable.
Bill O'Reilly's working on something very gruesome involving killing, but he don't want to give it out because all the biters will start working on the deal.
Right.
Bill, I can say I am a fan of yours. I've been a broadcaster for a long time. I really appreciate what you do. I appreciate what you've done. And I really, really appreciate when you come on the show. You got a great, unbelievable knowledge, and I'm just honored. I am truly a fan of your work, Bill. I always have been.
Well, I appreciate it, Bubba. And, whenever you want to talk to me, just go into the O'Reilly apparatus, and we'll book it.
All right.
I mean,
And if you ever come down to Florida and you never want to do an in-studio, whatever, buddy, we'd love to have you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Killing the Mob, it's his 10th book. You can go to BillO'Reilly.com and get anything Bill O'Reilly. And, Bill, I look forward to talking to you again, buddy. Thank you for always coming on our show.
Okay, Bubba.
Take care, Bill.
Stay strong. See you.
All right, buddy. Bye. I always like that guy.
Well, he was a history teacher, so he knows how to write from a historical standpoint, and his books are really informative. And God bless him for continuing to reinvent himself. Exactly.
I mean, they had him, when they did the whole big when they fired him or he left or resigned from Fox. He had the real estate that Tucker currently has, and that was not probably under the best circumstance departure, and he has gone on and. No, he does. He does the Bill O'Reilly Report, which is heard on 300 radio stations. His podcast is on fire, and he continues to write, New York bestseller books. So he's doing okay.
He was donating most of the money from the books previously to charity.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's got a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
I love that guy.